Hi everyone and welcome to the Autodesk PowerMill, the complete course. So we have already started the module number 4, which is all about the advanced finishing toolpaths and machining strategies. And what we have covered is the 3D offset finishing, constant Z finishing, corner finishing, flow line finishing, parametric offset finishing, parametric spiral finishing, pattern finishing, profile finishing, and the last which we have did is the project curve finishing. So right now, very similar to the project curve finishing, profile finishing, and pattern finishing. Let's do the project line finishing. So actually, it's a very related to the project curve finishing and profile finishing. So therefore, if you have understanding of project curve finishing, profile, and pattern finishing, then you are able to do or perform the project line finishing. Actually, it's very similar to each. So let's and check what are the things which we need to do for project line finishing toolpath strategy. So as you see over here on my desktop screen, we have the Autodesk PowerMill Ultimate, and you see that this is the previous toolpath strategy which we have been used, the curve projection finishing toolpath. Okay, so what you see over here, we have a curve project profile over here, and we have project this curve on the surface to create a toolpath. So right now we have to do another toolpath, which is line finishing toolpath or project line finishing toolpath. So we'll see what are the things which we need to do the project line finishing toolpaths. So let's do the toolpaths and go to finishing, and you will find out the projection line finishing here, and you see that there are some angles over here for the start one and the end one, and in between the two lines or these two origins we create the toolpath over here. So let's see what are things which we need to do the project line finishing. Just click on OK, and just give the name line finishing, line projection finishing. Projection finishing. Okay, so we need the block. Okay, it's already blocked. You just click on calculate to block it. Go to tools. We have already a Ballnose 5mm tool. Just go to the line projection. So what you see over here is the pattern. We are going to perform the linear, as you see that this is a linear way to cut down the pattern, and we need to perform the linear way. We don't want to perform the circular or a spiral way to cut down that, because it's not objected to this type of objects. So what you see over here is the azimuth angle and the elevation angle. So these are the two angles. Let me show you how it actually looks like. So just click on the draw and preview. So what you see over here is the two angles here. One is the azimuth and the other is called the elevation angle. So it's just between the two one. Okay, let me unhide this. So you see that these are the two angles. In between two angles there is a line. So this line is a center line, and around this is a curve projection on this side. So this shows that it's a vertical line at 90 degree, and it's around, the projection is around that profile. So our object is shown in a wireframe. Okay, so this is the highlighted our project object, and the curves will be projected around that thing. So I don't want this type of projection. I want this projection to be this end at this end. Okay, so what we need is we have to set up an angle. Okay, so for set up an angle, you need to go to the position. So I have to define the position of this. Okay, so let's go to position and see that this one is the position. This position shows that it's Z angle of Z at a point of 49. Let me say that it's 50. and let's make the y at the center. Let's say that y is 0.0 because we have an origin at 0 position and the x position is at minus 100 millimeters point in a minus direction. Okay, so just click apply. It will create an apply over here. So you see that the point is now at this position, and from this position to this position it's okay. Now what you see over here, this projection is not objective to this object. Okay, so you see that this object is projection is not being projected on our part. So what we need is we need to project these curves on our part. So for that purpose, just go to the patterns, and you will see that we have a start point. So you have to define a start point, whether from this point to this point. So let's say that it's 0 and the end point is minus 200. So just click and see the preview. So from this point to this point. And for the angle position, so you have to define the angle of projection. Now it's at a vertical angle. I want it in a horizontal position. So just go to projection and say the elevation is at 90 degrees. Okay, just go and preview it. So right now it's okay. The projection is horizontal to the surface. So what we need is we need to perform this projection over here, not on this side. So just go to the pattern and say that it's 200 on the positive way. Okay, let's see. Right now it's from this point to this point at 200 millimeters. We can say that these are the limits between from this origin to this point. We have 200 millimeters, and the job is also a 200 millimeters in length. So right now the projection is should be projected on this part because it's all around this point. So let's go and see how actually it looks like. Just click on the calculate. Oh, okay. One thing is the azimuth angle is from 90 to minus 90. This means that from this point or this point, this origin point, we have 90 degrees on this side and 90 degrees on this side. Okay. So this is the same thing we have to do is, or you can say that 0 from 0 to or 0 to 180 degrees. So if you're going to see that this is according to this point, or you can say that from 0 point to 180 degrees, and it actually looks like this. Okay, so this is how it actually looks. So let's say that from 90 degrees to minus 90 degree, this means that the projection will be look like that. Okay, or if you do this in an opposite way, then it's okay, but you have to ensure that the projection should be covered within that area which you are going to perform. Okay, so just click on the rapid moves. Okay, we have the links. Just go to links, and we have set the step down. Okay, and the default is scheme, and go to the speeds and feed, set the spindle speed and RPM. All these settings will be same as what we did in the curve projection finishing. Just click on the calculate, and you see that all the projections will be occurred on the surface which we have here right now. Okay, just click on close. You will see that the projection will be according to the projections which we have the azimuth angle and the elevation angle according to that. So this is how the line projection actually works. If you are going to perform the limits, then you can apply the limits over the side. You will get the limited version or limit size to cover that area. Let's go and apply the limits. So just go to limits and go to composite curve or create user defined curve. Let's say the boundary is P1. Click on the composite curve, select the thing which you are going to perform. Let's say that this point, this area, and this area. Okay, apply, okay, and okay, accept. And then now keep trimming inside, mean to say you have to perform the operation inside of this boundary. Click apply, calculate, and you see this this is the only thing which is going to be performed within this boundary. Okay, just click on calculate, go to simulations and apply the line projection finishing simulation to this part. So click play and you'll see that this is how it actually works and looks like to perform the operation from this center point which we have set it and to the end point, which is 200 millimeters in the length. So this is what we call the projection line finishing toolpath strategy. It's very, very much similar to the curve projection finishing and the pattern finishing and other related to finishing operations. Okay, so there is no such difficulty in this type of object. You can do these all operations using the 5-axis machining operations. If you have a round object and you want to perform this operation in a circular way, or you have a circular item, so you can select the circular operation, not the linear one, just like I did here. You can select only the circular projection to perform the circular operation on that. And if you have a 5-axis machining operations, like let me show you, go to settings. If the line projection here in my set case is the object is linear way to perform the linear operations. So if you have a round object, you want to perform the operation in a circular perform, that then you have to select the circular. And if you have the multi-axis machine, then just go to the tool axis. Oh, okay. So just go to the tool axis and you have to select the tool axis. I right now have a 3-axis machine, so right now I'm using the vertical. Or if you have a multi-axis machine, then we'll use the different positions over here, like this fixed direction from the curve towards curve, from line towards the line, or lead point or leading point or towards the point. And then we'll select the tool axis limit or draw the tool axis. Okay, so these are the things which convert your toolpath, 3-axis toolpath into multi-axis toolpath. Okay, that's the key. So right now we did the line projection finishing. I hope you understand the parameters which I did, and that's it for the line projection finishing.